Alright guys, today we're going to review the GI Sports LVL hopper. I've been using it for a month or two now, and I gotta say, not impressed GI. Before I dive into the good, the bad, why I'm not impressed by this hopper, I figured I'll give you guys a little overview of the hopper in case you don't know anything about it. There's also lots of other good reviews. I will go more into detail of everything it comes with. Paintball Ruined My Life makes a good one, so go check that out if you want more details about just what comes with brand new. But what I do know is it's $150 brand new in the States on like A&S Gear. You can find them on sale for about $100. It comes with a speed feed and a lid, which is a nice thing that I've noticed more and more hoppers are doing now. They're coming with speed feeds and lids, which is cool because you buy your brand new hopper and then you have to spend another $50 on a speed feed or 30 or whatever. It's just cool that they're including them now. So I'll show you guys a little bit about the hopper. So it's got the speed feed, obviously. The fingers remind me of the early Dye rotor speed feeds, the ones that Dye came out with, where the fingers were hard. Like these aren't that pliable, but they have a little hinge that's pretty movable, as opposed to like a soft rubber finger like the TFX or the Exalt speed feeds. Before I take it apart or anything, I'll just show you how it operates. There's one button. There's no anti-jam or anything. Yep. And that's where the bad stuff begins. It's super loud. I won't even try and talk over that thing, but it sounds like a blender. It's so loud that I do notice it on the field when I'm low in paint, which is, I guess you notice it with like a rotor as well, but it's just obnoxiously loud. And like first time I used it, I was like first time I used it or like any of my friends used it, they're just like, holy cow, like that thing is loud. So I'll show you guys how it comes apart. It's okay. It's about average. It's not terrible. It's not easy. You pull up this lever, push this button. Comes apart. It seems easy, but when it's on a gun, it's hard to do both at the same time, you know, because you need two hands and you need to hold your gun. So that's kind of a pain in the butt. And then this tray just lifts out. There's no like button you need to push or thing you need to lever, which is easy, but almost like too easy because I feel like, again, I'm tearing apart on the field. It's just loose. I guess it doesn't matter. Now that I got the shells, if you look at them, they're pretty flexible, which I don't think is that good. It feels really cheap, especially this tray. This feels cheap. This motor here is just feels like cheap plastic. If you look at the bottom, it doesn't even like. There's nothing really holding this board down. There's something. This board doesn't feel that secured. It's just held by a set screw. And some prongs, it feels like something that could break, especially since it can come out so easily. Oh, another really silly thing is how the battery is held. So there's a finger right here. You pull up on it. And you got 4-pack of batteries, just kind of, it's whatever. But you got this wire. Just like in the Paintball Ruined My Life video, if you went and watched that. I just feel like it's really easy to break, especially me. I break everything, so I don't get why they did that instead of just having it built right into the hopper. I'm assuming it's cheaper to do it this way because I don't see any benefit of doing it this way. Maybe it's easier to solder this on than to, I don't know. It seems stupid to me, but I don't know. Maybe some GI Sports fanboys can tell me why it's a great, innovative thing. All right, now that I got back together, a common problem I saw with these hoppers when they just came out is the lids popping open all the time. They're not that firmly secured. Like I know of like players like super gluing their hopper shut or hot gluing them shut, kind of like how you put like the old Crown speed feeds on, like the original ones, like on Halo 2s, or like you get it from a Halo 2 and you just hot glue it onto a rotor before they had good speed feeds for that. So obviously if you're hot gluing your hopper, like your lid on, that's a design flaw. It means you didn't design your lid well and it just pops and flies open, which I don't really see an excuse for because other companies have been able to make lids sit on fine, so why can't GI? And here's why I think GI can't. It's because GI didn't make this hopper. Machine made this hopper. Like the guys that made the Machine Vapor, like the worst high-end paintball gun ever. So they like went and made the cheapest, crappiest hopper they could, or maybe they just suck and they made a cheap, crappy hopper, not even intentionally. But that's what this is. Then GI bought it, changed it a little bit, gave it a better shell, made it quieter, apparently. And then sold it as their own, which I think is, I feel like GI could have done better if they just designed their own. Or I don't know why they bought Machine Gear hopper, because it sucks. and everyone knew it sucked, and then they try to make it good, and then you're left with like a mediocre hopper. But then my biggest issue with this hopper isn't even like that feels cheap or that's super loud, which is pretty bad. My biggest problem with the hopper is it's very inconsistent. Like I was using it and it was working great, right? And then it stopped working. So I started jamming up, and there's no anti-jam on it. You can just turn it on and off. So I'm like hitting the hopper, nothing's happening. It uses eyes, no micro switch or anything. So there's not really any way I can make it feed. It's not like a Spire where like you tap it and like since it hears the noise, then it'll start feeding. There's nothing I can do. If it stops working, it stops working. I try and turn it off and on again, try and dump out all the pain, refill it. Sometimes it will fix it, sometimes it won't. But I don't want to have to do that with my hopper. If my hopper jams, like pulling a lever or something is so much better. Pressing a button than like emptying your hopper and then putting paint back in it, turning it back on, and hoping it works. But yeah, it wasn't working for me. I broke a pane in it, so it stopped working. So that's not really its fault, but it didn't power through it or anything. Like if you get broke a pane in it, it's gonna stop working. So I take it apart, clean it, put it back together, try and use it again, it stops working again. So I'm like, what's going on? So I change all the batteries. Start using it again, it's working for a little bit, and then it stops working again. I'm like, what's going on? So I just don't use it for the rest of the day. But I was like, no, I'll give it one more shot. I'll change the batteries, use brand new ones again, use my friend's batteries. I figured, okay, we'll give it one last shot. So I changed the batteries out, I try to use it, and it's working, and then it just stops working. And I have a clip, I put it in right here, and you can hear it not working. Yeah, so as you can see, I had to dump my paint. I tried to refill it, just didn't work. Wasn't working for me. Just went and took my buddy's gun instead. So obviously in a tournament, you can't just yell at your buddy to give you his gun. So I wouldn't trust this hopper in a tournament. So I play tournaments. So what's the point of owning this hopper? It comes with that speed feed, like I said earlier. That's cool. It comes with speed feed and a lid, and it's easy to detach. I like that. I like that it comes with speed feed. I don't want to have to spend more money and buy another speed feed. The hopper looks good inside and out. Like the outside of it is got these cool little window things. You can get them different colors. It's nice and smooth, so you can wipe off paint easily. The inside is also smooth, so there's nothing like a paintball would really break on the inside. So if you do break paint, it's just because you smash your gun into the ground or something like that. It's not, can't blame the hopper. In other reviews, you'll see I do try and blame the hopper. Maybe it's just me sucking at diamond. Who knows? So it's cheap. It's not the cheapest. It's not the most expensive. It's kind of right in this middle ground. So then I would expect it to have middle ground results. It won't be the best hopper. It won't be the worst. Unfortunately, I think it's the worst. If you already have it, I guess it would make a good backup hopper. Maybe even sell and buy someone else. It's right there at the bottom. Don't buy it. Maybe even sell it. So yeah, guys. Thanks for watching my review. Got more videos coming up. Next one's going to be the Valken Switch. Got the Spire 3 coming up. Hopefully I can get my hands on R2, do a review of that. Once I've done all these reviews, I'll get all these hoppers up here on the table and I'll rank them all. That should be fun. So it's obnoxiously loud.